Ian lay on his small wooden cot, staring at the ceiling. The morning sun had already filled the room, but his body felt heavy. The village roosters had crowed hours ago, yet he had not moved. He thought about getting up, but then scrolled his phone instead. His mother called from the kitchen. "Ian, it's already late." "You promised to help your father in the field today." But Ian just muttered, "In 5 minutes, Ami." Those 5 minutes stretched into an hour. When he finally sat up, he rubbed his eyes slowly, feeling the weight of another wasted morning. He looked outside and saw children running, farmers working, and life moving. But not him. His father returned from the field for lunch, sweat on his forehead. "Son, you are young. If you waste these years, they will never come back." Ian looked down, feeling the sting of truth, but not the strength to change. That evening, while sitting outside, Ian saw his neighbor Arif jogging along the dusty path. Arif was only a year older, but full of energy, studying hard and exercising daily. "Why do you run every day?" Ian asked curiously. Arif stopped, breathing heavily, and smiled. "Because I want to win in life, not just in games." Those words hit Ian deep. That night Ian couldn't sleep. He kept hearing Arif's words in his head. He thought of the time he had wasted on his phone, sleeping late, avoiding work. He realized laziness was stealing his future. The next morning, for the first time in months, Ian got up before sunrise. The air was cool, the village quiet except for birds chirping. He washed his face in cold water and felt awake. He stepped out and began jogging. At first his legs felt heavy, but the cool breeze and fresh smell of the fields made him feel alive. When he returned, his father looked surprised. "Up so early? What happened?" Ian just smiled. "I'm starting something new." For the next week, Ian woke up early every day. He worked in the fields, studied in the afternoons, and exercised in the evenings. Slowly, the heaviness inside him began to fade. One day, Arif joined him for the morning run. "You're faster now," Arif said with a grin. Ian felt proud, not because of speed, but because he was keeping his promise to himself. He noticed his mind was clearer, his mood better, and his energy lasting all day. Even his mother said, "You look different, happier." One evening, while studying, he realized he had read more in a week than in the last 3 months. So this is what discipline feels like, he thought. But then came the test. A wedding in the village meant late, night music, dancing, and food. His friends insisted he stay up. He almost agreed, but then remembered his goal. He politely left early, went home, and set his alarm for dawn. That night, he felt a strange joy, the joy of saying no to distractions. The next morning, running under the rising sun, he thought, success isn't one big step, it's the small steps you take every day. Ian woke up before sunrise again, feeling tired but determined. The cold morning air filled his lungs as he stepped outside. The village was quiet except for the soft chirping of birds. He stretched and began jogging down the dusty path, feeling the earth under his bare feet. After his run, Ian helped his father in the fields. The work was hard. His hands grew sore and dirt covered his clothes. But with every passing hour, he felt stronger and more alive. In the afternoons, he devoted time to studying English. He used an old book his teacher had lent him. Slowly, he read new words aloud, practicing pronunciation with care. One day, his friend Arif invited him to join a community meeting about starting a small farming business. Ian felt nervous but accepted the invitation. The meeting was full of ideas and plans. Ian spoke up, sharing his thoughts on growing vegetables. The villagers listened respectfully, and Ian felt a new confidence grow inside him. As weeks passed, Ian balanced his farm work, studies, and morning runs. He faced challenges. Sometimes he wanted to quit or sleep in, but he remembered why he started. One evening, while watering the plants, Ian noticed a young boy struggling to read nearby. He sat beside him and gently helped him pronounce words, sharing the same book he used. Neighbors began to notice Ian's change. His mother smiled proudly, and his father nodded in approval. The villagers spoke about his dedication and how he inspired others. One morning, heavy rain flooded the fields, and the crops were at risk. Ian woke early and worked with others to build small barriers and protect the farm. After the rain passed, the sun shone brightly. The plants looked healthier than before. Ian felt proud of their hard work and teamwork. Months later, the farm began to flourish. Ian and Arif sold vegetables in the nearby town every week. Ian's English skills helped him communicate better with customers. At home, Ian started evening classes to teach children English and farming skills. Parents thanked him, and children eagerly joined. One night, under a clear starry sky, Ian sat outside and reflected on his journey, from lazy mornings to disciplined days. He smiled, knowing he had taken the first step towards success. He whispered to himself, "Success is not about waiting for the right moment. It's about moving forward, even when you feel tired or scared." From that day on, Ian lived by this lesson. He knew every small effort mattered, and that defeating laziness was a daily choice. His future was no longer uncertain, but full of promise.